Greetings, thanks for joining me. This video goes out to Stay Wild Moonchild. What up? The simplest part of hair maintenance for me is cutting. All you need is a decent pair of hair shears. These hair shears are by Rhythm, that's the brand. I bought them at a beauty supply place in Los Angeles probably close to 10 years ago, and I think I paid $50 US for these. But I've been cutting my own hair for more than 6 years. So these were worth every penny. Oh, and in case anyone's wondering how I created this hairstyle, all it took was my blow dryer and my Suprent Boar's Hair bristle brush. For my length hair, this is the perfect size brush, and I just, curl the hair as I'm blow drying it. But I'll show you. Don't worry, I'm gonna show you everything. So just sit tight, here it all comes. If you don't have a specific side that works best for you, then just do a center part. Mine, I always do my center part slightly off center to my left. I cut my length first and then I go into the layering. So I'm just gonna show you how I cut my own hair, what works for my hair. When I was doing this chin length bob thing, then I could like chop into it and I could chop into the layers and it looked really cute. But now that my hair is getting longer, it just makes it look a little more frizzy. So I'm gonna do clean cuts today. There, can you see that? Chop, chop. I'm just trimming the length. I'm gonna take a good 1.5 inches off the top layers, but off the length, I'm just doing a little trim. Just a little baby trim. And all I did was bring a tiny bit of hair over from my left side over to the right as my guide for how much I cut off the other side. Because I'm right-handed, I get the hair lined up and then I flip my hand around to cut. I have to flip my hand around. And then I just go chop, chop, even. I'm basically just gonna be showing you how I cut the left side of my hair because I'm right-handed and it's easier. Since this side faces camera, it's just easier for you to see what I'm doing on my left side. We had a storm last week. We got our very first snowfall of the season. So exciting. And I wanted to film this hair cutting video last week, but I didn't have enough sunlight. I didn't have enough light to film because we had a major storm going on. Okay, so now I'm gonna bring the rest of this down. There, okay, now it's all blended in. I'm gonna do the other side now. I do my part slightly off center because my hair always goes this way. I estimate roughly 1.5 inches is coming off. That's how much I'm taking off right there. And chop. Okay, so this is now my guide. Chop. Chop. I don't know why I like saying chop. It just makes it more fun. It's more dramatic. Chop. So dramatic, Shauna, so dramatic. And then a couple more chops. Chop. And chop. Okay. Look how easy that was. And now I've met up with my length. I'm just gonna do a couple little trims to even it out a little. I did pretty good with my little chops. There wasn't a lot to even out. Okay, so now that I finished doing the layering here, I'm gonna start working on my left side. See this shortest piece that I chopped? That's my guide. So from there, I'm just gonna chop down. This piece right here that I chopped about 1.5 inches off. So now I'm gonna take this whole chunk here, use that as my guide, and I'm gonna trim back. You see that? That's what I'm chopping. Chop, chop, chop. Oops, chop. That's it. That's my guide for my layers. So I'm putting my part back the way I like it. And those top layers are gonna be my guide now for my layers all over my hair. So that's what I'm cutting off, that much. Chop, chop, done. And then I'm just gonna slowly work my way from here all the way around. Chop, 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 chop. Sometimes I like to go back through and check because no matter how careful I am, I seem to somehow have made things really uneven, even though I thought I was being really even when I was cutting. So sometimes I just go through, pick some chunks of hair and just check to see how I did. And sometimes I find that I need to re-trim some more, like right here. There's a chunk that I somehow missed. Chop. Bye-bye. Now that I've gone through and checked chunks all around the head, found a couple spots that needed to be trimmed a little bit more, I think I'm done. So now I'm gonna start blow drying so you can see what it looks like. See that? I'm gonna even that out. So as I blow dry the hair, I go through that midline and I do a little bit more trimming. Boop. Bonk. And then I'll blow dry that chunk. I'm almost done. There. See that? I'm gonna chop that off. And then blow dry that chunk. Okay, this last piece, let's see if I need to do any more trimming. Nope, the last piece is good. And this is what I ended up with. And just blow dry this part first, and then I'll put down the left side and blow dry that. I keep the crown all pinned up. I'll do this side, then this side, and then from the crown, I start at the back, blow dry in chunks back. Oh, and I know someone's gonna ask about the color. So I finally found my perfect blend, Schwartz Coffee Gora 8-1 mixed with 6-4. And I've been using that on the roots and the base of the hair. And then I had recently been using the Caramel Blonde by Schwarzkopf. Schwarzkopf Keratin Color Caramel Blonde. And that's what I had been using on the lengths. And right after I'd color it, it looked great for about a week. And then from washing, oh, sorry, my tummy's grumbling. I don't know if you can hear it. This last time that I had to color my roots with the 8-1 and 6-4 Schwarzkopf Gora combination, the last 15 minutes, I just pulled it through the lengths of the hair. And now this is holding on to the hair much better. I've already washed it a few times and the color's holding much better than the Caramel Blonde. The Caramel Blonde just couldn't hang in there. It couldn't hang in there long enough. Anyway, you see how I did the layering in the front? And that way, when I'm blow drying and doing this, then it ends up with a really nice kind of wave going on right here. Then you can just mess it up. If you don't want too much of a wave, you can just shake it out. You know, you can play with it however it works for you. I'm gonna put a little bit more of my Argan Oil of Morocco Creamy Hair Butter. This is one of my favorite products for my dry, naturally wavy, frizzy hair. And I just get it all. And then just rake it through. So I put this in my hair before I started blow drying, and then after I blow dry, I add in a little bit more. Et voila. As always, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you found this video helpful, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Take care. Bye.